Hello everyone, my name is Gina and I'm working in my small art journal looking for a page to work on, and I wanted to do black and white. Woohoo! And I found my black page. This page was actually it's just some paint that I had left over and I didn't want to waste it, so I just splashed it on this page. I have here some pieces that I ripped out from an old coloring book that I didn't use, and the cogwheels are printed, so I just ripped around it. What I cut there just now was some netting from the garlic that I purchased. I love the texture of it, and I'm spreading it out because I found that it was too close together. So I'm just spreading it and looking at my words to see how it looks with it, how it looks on top of it, how it looks in the space. So I'm gonna ink around my papers now. I don't have ink, so I'm gonna use paint. I have black acrylic, and I'm gonna work on that and paint up my edges to grungy it up a bit, as they say. All right, so now I'm putting everything back because all the edges have dried, and I'm putting everything back. I picked up these rings. They came from a shower curtain, or is it a window curtain? Sorry. And they came off when I washed it. So I kept it, and I'm looking to see how it looks on the page, but it's a bit big and I'm not sure how it's looking. I'm placing my words to see where it should go, what it should look like, if it adds to the page, and I'm trying to place my words. I chose about 3 sets that I had pre-printed, black and white. I have a black and white printer, and I can't find the third one. So I'm looking for it. Where is it? Where did I put it? And there it is. Right, so I'm putting my net on to see how it looks on the page. Excuse me. And I decided I think I'm going to use this one. So I cut around it and I put it on to see how it looks, where I should put it, if it looks nice. And I'm kind of liking it. And as a result, I decided not to use those metal rings. Hoops, whatever. I neaten up my, what do you call that? Netting. My garlic netting. and I put it on the page, and I found the page was looking a bit lonely, so I added a piece on the other side to help balance it off. It seemed unbalanced, so I put a longer piece on the other side, and I'm just positioning that to see if I like it, how it should go. I like collage for that because it just, you just find pieces and you put it and you match it and you stick it. I love cutting, I love sticking. So I'm not sure that I liked the words that's on the page now, so I picked up the other big piece and I trimmed it down to see if it could fit on the net. It's a bit big, so I'm gonna have to trim it down again. Thank goodness there was room. And I think that should do it there. Then after that, I decide it's time to start sticking. I like how it looks and I'm going with that. Oh, I am putting a little border around it. So I'm putting my black acrylic around this edge too. Only this set has too much water. So that's gonna take a little time to dry. I'm gonna try drying it by blowing it manually with my mouth. But it was taking too long and I didn't want the video to be too long. So I decided to rest it aside for a while and see about some other stuff. And I'm using tacky glue by Elmer's to stick my papers down. Tacky glue is thicker. That, you see how I had to shake it down? Yeah, I forgot. Usually when I'm using tacky glue, I either have it resting upside down or lying down. That way the glue, it reaches to the tip faster. So it's much thicker than regular school glue, and right now I'm sliding it into place. But once you leave it there for a short time, it sticks. It really, really sticks. So I love, love, love this glue, and I love the price in my country. It is approximately $13, and it's so thick and it has enough in it. I don't have any around me. Oh, yes, I do. It is 4 ounces, but you don't need much. You don't need to use much. You put on your thin strips as thin as you could get it, and you stick your pieces down. So yeah, I messed up my words there and I got pretty annoyed because I tried to see if it was ready and it wasn't, and I smudged it, and I was just like, Gina, just go on to the other side, which is what I should have done in the first place, but that's okay. So I'm sticking down my other side. I'm trying not to move the position that I had originally put it in. So I start from the bottom up and I keep the papers on top, and I'm hovering over my piece because I don't want to put it down prematurely and then have to lift it and move it and wipe. And so I decide to do that. Any pieces I see sticking up, yeah, you see I had to slide it, but that's okay because the glue dries clear. It dries a bit shiny, but it dries clear, so that's fine. And I just slid it up a little bit. Now for my masterpiece, my focal point. So I just put the glue, because the netting has, the holes are wide enough that I know the glue is going to seep through and it's going to stick the netting to the card. So I don't need to put glue on the card and then on the netting, Just put it straight through and it will seep through, and I just put it on my piece. And I put paint on my finger. So I have to be super careful now. I don't want to put any extra black where it's not supposed to go. So I decided to use my glue stick to press it down, and it's still wet, so I'm just wiping off all the extra paint as we go along. But I really like how it turned out. It was very simple, and yeah. Oh, I'm gonna write the date because it's nice to look back and see when you did it, or how long it took you to do your last piece. And I'm just tucking down any extra edges that weren't glued properly, and ta-da! That's it. See you next time, guys.